Okay, let's talk about process and the process of moving from construction completion to move in and what actually goes on, right? Like what should you expect as you're moving from the end of construction to then moving into your home. And so there are two different avenues, that clients will take. One avenue is my lease is up, I'm moving into my house, and hopefully it's far enough along and safe enough. And I know people will be working in my house once I move in. That's one approach. The other approach is let us know when the house is done. We will move in when you say you're finished, right? So there are two different avenues and all, 20 plus years of building. There's Avenue A and there's Avenue B. So let's just talk about the reality of transitioning from construction to move in. All right, so we'll talk about the first one. I'm moving in. Thanks for building my home, but we need to move in. And so that can be hard on a client, right? Because they're all excited to move in and it's fun and you're in the house for 2 weeks and it's still super exciting because it's new and the kids are excited. But there are people working in your home, right? Because we need to finish the house. That's what we committed to you. And then if that goes beyond 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, painters, in the house, that can become wearing, and you will hit a point, I promise you, and it's happened on every one of my houses. You will hit a point where you're done, but we still need to finish. And so that's just a work through. We have to work through that. What does help with that process is for the builder to provide you a plan, right? Here's the weekly plan. We have work hours from 9 to 4. These are the people showing up to do their work. The electricians have this list. The trim carpenters have this other list, and the painters are working over here, right? So at least you have a plan and some sort of control of the process when you're closing a home. And you'll get there, but the list tends to be fairly large in the beginning. And then it actually increases more because you're living in the house and you turn the shower on and you're like, hey, this isn't getting as hot as I wanted it to be, right? Because I'm not gonna take showers in your shower. So you're going to give us feedback on living conditions, right? So you have your main list and it actually increases, it gets higher and you're like, oh, when am I ever gonna get out of, these people get out of my house? And then it reduces itself. So that is what you should expect if you're moving into the house and it's not quite closed. So nobody talks about that. And it is a controlled process, and I want you to know that that's the reality of the process. Okay, so that's Avenue A. Avenue B is, hey, Erin, let us know when the house is done and we're gonna move in, right? And so that gives the builder time to, keep rerunning the water, keep messing with the electrical outlets, keep trying to break the house, right? It gives us the opportunity to really narrow that list down of any issues you might have when you do move in, right? And I will say you will move in and you will notice paint touch-ups that have not been noticed by me or my team. And I tell you that, and I want you to give me that feedback. And then we pick, 2 or 3 days where maybe a drawer needs to be adjusted or a paint touch-up. But you've really eliminated the month of hassle, and you've reduced it to about 2 or 3 days of us working through the kinks. So I just want to share the difference between the two, because you're going to pick one or the other. And so maybe that helps you, you know yourself better than anyone, right? Like I know myself and what I would pick. And that at least gives you the opportunity to know the real deal and make a good decision for your family. There we go.